Oh, good morning, Malcolm Nance.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Well. Where did we start this morning? Somebody just tweeted, I knew it in my bones. James Clapper just now on Rachel Maddow says, if not for Russian interference, Trump would not have won the election. That's something I think you and I have known for quite some time. But to hear the director of national intelligence say it was pretty breathtaking, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because he says when he says it, it comes from an informed opinion. I mean, he had access to all of the top secret code word material that we should have seen, that only the president and he and director of the CIA could have seen. So he knows for sure. And I think he's just about had it up to here with Donald Trump.
Yeah. I mean, this gets more head spinning by the moment, doesn't it? I mean, just the bright red lines we're crossing here, Malcolm. And Rudy Giuliani, I had to read this 3 times. So he initially disputed the notion that Trump's daily citing in the final month of the campaign of WikiLeaks and its release of stolen emails constituted colluding. He said it is not. And he said, okay, if it is, it isn't illegal. It was sort of like a gift. And if you're not involved in the illegality of getting it, well, first of all, we don't know that he's not involved in the illegality of getting it. And second, it absolutely is illegal. Right?
Yeah, it absolutely is illegal. I mean, it's a Federal Election Commission violation. It is a gift in kind. It's essentially a soft version of money that's being given by foreign intelligence agencies. Because WikiLeaks, as you know, was the laundromat for Russian intelligence. As a matter of fact, Trump's own director of the CIA at the time, now Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, called WikiLeaks a non-state intelligence agency. That is their official status now, which means that they are equal to Russian intelligence as far as the CIA and other agencies are concerned. But, you got to understand, Giuliani is getting a little old these days.
Yeah.
But you have to admit, you got to give him props for the way he is trying to gaslight the nation. They do this thing where they deny it vehemently. Then when they stop denying it, they shift to another version of what they think they want. And then they get to the point where they just say, yeah, we did it, but there's a good reason where we can get away with it and liberals can't.
I mean, this whole... I don't know where we are. So what is it today or tomorrow that they've invited no Democrats, but they have, again, I've said, I don't know what Rosenstein's up to. I don't know what your, contention is, but I think we have crossed a bright red line where the president can demand and summon and, tell the Justice Department, you need to release this highly sensitive classified information to partisans, right? That are going to tell the president what the evidence is in the investigation against him.
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous. And Matthew Miller on MSNBC this morning made an excellent point where he said, this is dangerous. Even if Rosenstein has a game that he's running right now, it's dangerous because the Department of Justice, instead of standing up and saying a bright red line, no, we will not do this. This is a violation. This could be construed as obstruction of justice. Instead of doing that, they're trying to finesse him in some way, whether he, maybe Rosenstein already knows that there's a stack of indictments sitting on his desk, and what he needs to do is shine Trump along to get him off his back, or he thinks that he's going to be able to play him. But the problem is, they're going to let Devin Nunes and Trey Gowdy alone into that meeting, and where they're going to be asking for classified information to be shown that. They did not invite the 2 Democrats from the House Intelligence Committee. They didn't invite any of the Republicans or Democrats from the Senate. The Gang of 8, who are the 8 people who are authorized to see the highest secrets in America, equal to the President of the United States, should be kicking down that door and demanding that if one sees it, all of them sees it, because we all know what Nunes is going to do. And all I can say is this: Travis, tell your mom to get busy.
Yeah,
Mama Boat's baking cobblers for Jans.
Right, but this is the problem. Is it's because we don't have a functioning Republican Party anymore that is not complicit in this. So Rosenstein, doesn't have anyone that has his back. right, to say this is absolutely improper. I mean, what they're trying to do, Sarah Huckabee's like, oh, well, only Republicans are invited because they're the only ones that asked to see the information. So they're trying to drag the Democrats across the bright red line with them, right?
Yeah, they are. But, this is where we sort of can't take the bait. What they have done in this last 48 hours with this whole Spygate, which I personally think is an awesome name, because I have said from the very beginning that is what this Trump-Russia investigation is going to turn out to be. It started as a counterintelligence investigation, a spy hunt, and I think it will end up taking down people who will be close to violating the Espionage Act.
Yeah.
So, but the whole purpose of this gaslighting, is to shift the entire dialogue of their treachery and cover that for their supporters in order to try to, again, shift the blame for some place that it's not.
Yeah,
well, give them a reason to fire Rosenstein and Mueller.
Yeah,
and it's a dangerous game, and we shouldn't be playing it. Everyone should be up in arms at this point, and we'll have to see in the next 24, 48 hours, 72 hours how this all plays out. Because I think within minutes, Evan Nunes will have one of the Freedom Caucus leak whatever information he is, or he will make up something and leak that information out.
Well, and this is, I think history has shown us what happens when you start appeasing a bully, right? I mean, that's what this is. They're scared of him. They're trying to appease him. But you're right. It is a absolutely, as you keep saying, a bright red line, Malcolm.
Yeah, well, do we have a functioning democracy or do we not? Is there a an independent judiciary? Does the Attorney General work for the nation as the chief law enforcement officer or not? Or in this case, the acting Attorney General. The subject of an investigation cannot order an investigation of his investigators.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, I heard a Republican congressman say that this morning. We cannot trust the investigators because it was full of liberals like Peter Strzok, and that they already conspired to do these things. Win, lose, or draw, whether that's we all know that's a phenomenal lie. They are building this in the mind of their constituency to destroy any fact-finding that comes out. When they start hauling people in for espionage, no Republican, 35% of the country, will not believe it.
Well, Andrew Mitchell just reported that yesterday, right, Malcolm? That that Trump absolutely said that to her. She said, "Why do you try to demean and discredit the media?" And he said, "So that when you write negative things about me, no one will believe you." He said it.
This is literally the Vladimir Putin playbook.
Yeah.
I have a chapter in my new book that's coming out next month, The Plot to Destroy Democracy, where I outline how Putin did it. He had this negative article, this whole series of articles written about the submarine disaster, the Kursk, which sank and killed all of his crew. And when that was over with, he ordered all his oligarchs to buy the Russian news media. And anyone who didn't come along, he seized all of their assets, put them out of business. And there is no independent media in Russia. It is all state-run media. Donald Trump aspires to that.
Yeah.
He made it very clear he wants to be an oligarch, right? Well, now I think he wants to be a straight-up autocrat.
Yeah, I read this tweet earlier, but it really is so hilarious. I think it's hilarious that so many Republicans believe that President Obama sent a spy into the Trump campaign to get dirt and then didn't use any of that dirt and just let Trump win the election. Brilliant plan.
You know what? Yeah. I don't like it when people even go there. Okay, let's all make an agreement here. We will not discuss his assertion because it is so independently, awfully wrong, and such a phenomenal lie that when you bring it up as a debate subject, you are now in his gaslighting game. You are literally entered the frame that he has created on a false narrative. All right? The only response that anyone should be giving to this is, bull. This is poppycock. You're hiding something, and this is what you're doing to hide from it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even tweet about it. Just say, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? What are you lying about now today? And then you put it back into its proper frame.
And Malcolm, were you surprised at? I mean, I think this is bigger than even any of us have imagined when you hear about this second meeting that now involves Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Israel. I mean,
come on, Steph. I've been on this show about 100 times, and I have said there were multiple dirty tricks.
Yeah. And there is a nexus with all of it with Russia, right? The Seychelles meeting, Eric Prince, all of this stuff, right?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I found the fact that this was carried out in August 2016 very, very interesting. Was it September?
Yeah.
But this meeting was held well after Trump had been notified about Russia's initiative, which leads me to believe that the Trump team already knew about Russia's initiatives. I mean, they had Cambridge Analytica in operation for well over a year and a half. Okay? Cambridge Analytica had started operations in 2015. The Russian Internet Research Agency had stood up its operations in September of 2014. So there was already this massive influence operation going on. Someone in that camp knew about all of these influence operations, and somehow that influence, that request to come in and provide more influence operation support popped up late summer 2016, as if they needed to get, on board another knife into the back of the Clinton campaign using information systems. There is no way all of these are disconnected.
Yep.
There's just no way.
Yep.
I believe it might be Mike Flynn, who may have been the person who coordinated these social media warfare operations against the Clinton campaign. And then to hear that, the Emirates is willing to fund this Israeli firm to come in there. And let me tell you, the Israelis are sort of good at cyber warfare. But to come in there and do that, and that the Crown Prince of the UAE and the Saudis are willing to bankroll this is, again, we are 6-7 months, maybe even 8-9 months behind Mueller. He already knows about all.
I mean, you can see the quid and the pro and the quo. It's all out in the open. I love that someone asked Hillary Clinton, are you over this? And she said no. But you know what? It's not even about her, Malcolm. None of us should be over this.
No, but the country.
Yeah.
If I was Hillary, I would tweet one thing and one thing only. Actually, I know a good friend of hers. I'm going to send this recommendation to her. I would just have a picture of her eating a giant bag of popcorn. That's it. I wouldn't say a word. It would troll the hell out of them.
It would him go insane.
Them insane. If she would be just like, popcorn stocks.
Yeah. So, there's another witch hunt tweet this morning. I'm going to guess that we're close to a Roger Stone indictment. What do you think?
Oh, I think Roger Stone is going to be indicted because I think he's lying to someone. It's noteworthy that he has not been called in because they've got 3 or 4 different people who know what he said. They have hard copy material about what he said. And one of two things is going to happen. He's going to get indicted because he lied, all right, to the public. And they're going to bring him in for that one meeting, and he's either going to have to confess, which he's been doing recently, which is, for him, it's a disgrace. Everything he said is a lie. Or all of it was true, and he will go into the feds and he will lie to them, thinking that Donald Trump will get him off. I'm not too concerned about Roger Stone. He's small beans at this point. I think that the big indictments are really, really going to come, hopefully in the next month or two. And that's Jared Kushner. Cohen, I am dead certain Cohen is going to flip.
Yeah.
Because, the indictment that they got yesterday on a taxi medallion, that's straight up Tony Soprano Mafia stuff.
Yep.
They have him. He is done. And now they are going into the deepest, darkest recesses of every dollar that he ever had.
And now I think they're making it too easy in that Trump, probably everyone has his phone conversations from the last year and a half because he's on unsecured phones. You cannot write this stuff, right?
Well, the Russians and the Chinese got it. Definitely. They definitely have his phone intercept.
Unbelievable.
Because the man's a moron.
Yes. Indeed. All right, Malcolm, great stuff. See you next week. Post hopefully several more indictments. Love you. Come on. Miss you already.